one of my deepest fears, and I think an extraordinary tragedy in our culture, is the cutting back of funds that are really available to keep the arts alive and to keep imagination open. And I think there's consequences. I think we will look back 100 years from now, if this trend continues, and we'll say one of the tragedies that we've experienced is that we moved kids so quickly towards the world of science and efficiency and effectiveness and mastery of skills at the expense of their imaginative life, their creativity, their intuition. I just think that we're going to be, and we know that already as educators. It's just not a hypothetical. We know now that the dropout rates at the high school level are extraordinary. We know that. And we wonder why. Well, you know, the fix is, so they say in state after state after state, the fix is we're going to do high school testing. They'll pass the high school mandatory test, and if they can pass that criteria, then they're going to graduate. So we'll increase the standards. Well, what we're discovering is that, sure, some of the kids are going to matriculate, and sure, the teachers are going to teach towards the test, not towards the kid nor towards the imagination. They'll teach towards passing the test. But what we're also discovering is that the dropout rate is increasing because it's not addressing so many children in terms of who they are and their tendency and where they live. How many kids are we losing that would be extraordinary contributors to our society, wonderful citizens of this country? We're losing those children because we are not in public education allowing them to really develop their gifts. We're not allowing them to open their hearts and their minds that are mused by a different style of learning. For me, it's one of the things that I'm most passionate about and most fearful of, because as the trend continues, it gets more and more frightening and more kids get left out, and then there's trouble. And the consequence will come not only in this generation, but in the next generation, because as kids get disenfranchised, marginalized, and left out, of course there's consequences for their family, and for their family's family, and so on and so forth.